Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to my first impressions of Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. This is a 2.5D platformer with a isometric overworld. Of course, we all know the story. The 3D game that everyone wanted to be good. It was a game that was kickstarted very well. Broke records, even. It was going to revive the 3D platforming genre. It's going to be this amazing new game. Made by developers who had a dream, a passion, and of course, you know, it was delayed before it came out, like many Kickstarter titles. But it was released, and nothing was wrong with it. Everyone loved it. Amazing critical praise, and loved by fans. But enough about A Hat in Time. Let's talk about Yooka-Laylee. In 2017, when that game came out, I did not enjoy it. Had a decent port, but my god, it was just not very fun, gotta say. The level design was very bland, and I just felt that it was just a poor attempt at nostalgia. Something that Hat in Time just completely wiped the floor with them. A lot of people were saying like, oh, you know, it's just, you know, those games were bad to begin with, and they didn't age well. It's like, no, that's not true at all. We've just kind of changed our standards over time. But those games were still fun. Case in point, A Hat in Time. This game, you know, with the developers behind the original Donkey Kong Country games and Banjo-Kazooie, you know, they made a 3D open world game called Yooka-Laylee in 2017, so you'd think their next course of action, you know, would be a sequel, a direct sequel to it to really fix it, but no, instead they went for this, you know, smaller project, I guess you could say. And in this case, it's a 2.5D platformer, and, you know, I know what you're thinking, Donkey Kong Country. And the answer is, well, yeah, this game is a lot like that game, but at the same time, not really. Kind of maintains its own identity. And also, the level design and pacing and challenge is just night and day compared to Donkey Kong Country. Now, I never played Banjo-Kazooie when I was growing up, but I did play Donkey Kong Country on the Game Boy Color, which was an excellent game. And Donkey Kong Country was really, really hard. Like, holy hell, that game was hard. And there, of course, was those annoying-ass spiders that I absolutely despise to this day. With this game, you have a much more even pacing. Like, it's just it's like a very flat line kind of pacing and difficulty. Nothing super, super challenging. There's even options to skip if you die too much. The challenge comes in for collecting all the little things in every level, so that you can unlock more levels later on. So it's kind of got that Kirby difficulty going for it. But it's a really well-balanced, solid game, I'd say. It's not like, you know, a mind-blowingly different, revolutionary 2D platformer. It doesn't do anything super different, and it's got its own flaws, which we'll talk about in a second. But the controls are very tight. The level design is very good. It's very fun to jump around and hit the stuff. You, of course, have some relations to Donkey Kong Country with, like, you know, some of the abilities you get with Laylee, the bat character. You can, of course, do this little spin thing right here. You can, of course, do a ground pound as well and, you know, jump and attack in the air. You know, some of these similar to what you can do with Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong. And, of course, when you take a hit, you lose Laylee and you have to get her back through one of these bells. Also, you can also just, you know, grab her again. So if I lose her like that, I can just... Oh, well, I died, but you could actually catch her. There's also the tonic mechanic, which allows you to carry these little items to each level. Now, the whole point is to complete these levels and get these bees. And what these bees do is they give you this basic hit invincibility that is used for what's called the Impossible Lair. And I'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to the overworld, because it is pretty cool, and there's a lot more to talk about. Levels are pretty fun, generally speaking. Lots to do, lots to explore. And of course, we gotta get these coins right here to unlock more. These quills, by the way, that I'm collecting are used as currency to buy these tonics. Tonics are just items to enhance your game. Again, we'll get to that once we get to the overworld. One of the biggest problems I'm having so far with the game is the level design and really just the variation. So, you look at this little scene right here. Looks beautiful. Bright and colorful. Something going on in the background over there. Just, you know, these nice buildings standing tall. You know, got these nicely animated enemies. Beautiful looking game, right? But the problem is that you kind of stack all this stuff in these environments, and the environments start to blend together. So there are a couple different environments, like the sawmills and the, I guess you can call some of the flooded areas, but the backgrounds lack depth to them. Like, okay, you got some stuff going on there, but, you know, aside from a windmill, there's nothing really moving either. And it's a lot of the same stuff. Either there's a bunch of houses, a hill, or a windmill. It's kind of the same thing with these levels. There's construction, there's a forest, and that's kind of it. Or maybe a house. It doesn't leave much to the imagination. And there's no real, you know, where's that ice level? Where's that water level? Where's that fire level? You know, I'm asking these questions. There are level variations which you can unlock through the overworld, but, you know, they're variations of levels you've already done, and they don't feel like ice worlds. They feel like levels that are frozen over. You know, it's just kind of lame, honestly. And again, what's here is graphically nice looking, but they just... I don't know what happened. It's like, where's my ice level? You know, I guess, you know, not all platforms have to be the same, but, you know, what about a cool level where, I don't know, you just burst into a jungle level, and some jungle themes start playing, and I don't know, it's raining, it's also a rainforest, and environments change as you play it a little bit more. I don't know, but I want that, and this game doesn't have it. It's very muted, it's very tone deaf. So you just kind of go into these, like, you know, again, similar levels, very samey difficulty. There's not much variation in the difficulty either. Don't get me wrong, I think it's challenging sometimes, but you're not on your toes quite like you were in the other Donkey Kong games. And with this game, I feel that, you know, while they've redeemed themselves, you know, as a studio with, you know, the previously Yooka-Laylee game, you know, they can. It's proven to me that Playtonic can make good games. This is a very good game, but they can't make games even close to what they were able to as Rare. I think that's just the saddest part, man. Do I have to actually wait? Oh my god. Alright. Nope. Gotta go. Oh, wow, really? There's not a door here? I gotta... Okay. Okay. Sorry, that's a little frustrating. Oh, no, we can just do that. You know what? Screw this. I'm just gonna beat the level. Alright, so what do these things do? So basically, you collect these bees, and over time, the more bees you get, the more of these free lives you get in the Impossible Lair. The Impossible Lair is basically a giant gauntlet. It's this insane set of platforming challenges and enemy placement that makes it very difficult to complete in one go without, you know, taking a single hit. We're actually going to attempt it right now. So this is the overworld, by the way. You can go around and you can get some bonuses here. Some of these little tonics right here. These can enhance your abilities in the level with the quills that you bought. Or, excuse me, quills that you acquired. And sometimes you can get bonuses. So sometimes, like, enemies can take one extra hit, but you'll get some more quills for equipping them. And of course, you can go a little bit more than 3. But you have to unlock them with quills, and the problem is they're very expensive, and sometimes you're going to use quills to unlock parts of the map, the overworld. So, you know, change the level a little bit or get through a certain part. The golden coins are used to unlock these paywalls right over here. So you can unlock more of the entire overworld. This is the entire thing right here. It's nice. You could also warp around each one of these. You know, it shows you like whether or not you've beaten it before, and there's level variants as well that you can unlock, which I'll show you in a second. But we're going to attempt the Impossible Lair right here. So we have 14, 15 bees. So we get 15 or 14 free hits. And you have to beat this all in one level. There's no checkpoints. So what's cool about this is that you get the final level unlocked immediately when you start playing the game. So you can just go in here and do it, which is pretty cool, honestly. I'm actually excited to see people speedrun and actually beat it in one go. But it is very hard to do that. Probably have to do a lot of memorization, a lot of muscle memory going on there. So yeah, it starts with this very, very simple boss fight. And okay, just jump on his head a bunch of times. Don't, you know, lose any lives here. I can imagine if you do this level a bunch of times, you might get frustrated having to do this multiple times every time you retry it. Or just kind of wait. You know, I have these, you know, bees flying around me, so I can take a few hits and not have to worry about anything. Alright, so we're gonna get in here, and I'm gonna suck horribly with this. One, because I'm nowhere near finished, and two, I'm doing commentary, so I'm gonna do probably worse than my average. I've only attempted it a couple of times, so, you know, also haven't learned the level very much. Okay, let's get it up here. Okay, lost our first one. Not good. You get a lot of hit invincibility, but oh, we just lost another one. Nice. From that fire. The hit invincibility is a little bit hit or miss sometimes. Sometimes I feel like you get a good amount. Other times, like when you lose Laylee, like you could just, I don't know. It's kind of weird between you know, getting the timing down with the invincibility bees and actually Laylee. Also, some enemies just cannot be killed, even though you think they can. Like, they're just standing on the open there. Some can only be jumped on. So, you know, it's a little bit frustrating that, like, you know, you can't kill these spiders, or you can't kill this unless you jump on it, so it's a little inconsistent. You have to experiment. Like, these, obviously, you can't jump on top of them or touch them, right? But, I don't know, some it's just not that clear-cut until you take a hit. And sometimes the game is just, like, trial and error sometimes. It's really... annoying. I mean, this entire level is trial and error. I mean, are you kidding me? Alright, let's get these things. Okay, so we don't need Laylee for this part. Just need direct missiles. Oof. Big oof there, Chief. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Was that a checkpoint? I wonder if that's a checkpoint. Oh god. Oh my god. No, come on! That's... Okay, let's not be stupid about this. Alright, come on, come on, come on. Okay, I don't know what that was. I couldn't even hit it, but whatever. I got a little bit farther that time. Epic fail. How far did we get into that level? 14%. Yeah, so you really need those bees. But I do kind of like that. It's like, oh, it gives you something to look forward to and do. And you also get a little bit better every time. So yeah, you can complete challenges to unlock these little variant levels. So here's a perfect example. We flooded the level to, you know, unlock this extra bee guy. And there's also secrets inside levels too. More opportunity, but you know, if we drain that, there we go. Now we can do the regular one. So almost every level has a variant. I think the first level didn't, though. But I don't know, maybe it'll be unlocked later. Here's another one. You can have enemies chase you around. If you just hit the switch. If we just hit the switch. This is another thing I actually don't like about the controls. If you're moving at all with Laylee, you'll do this run forward thing. But if you're standing still, you'll do that. There's just not enough buttons that they're utilizing here. Another thing is you can't really bring up the sub menu like see like your items. You have to pause it first. You know, like why? Are they trying to do a Game Boy Color port? Why? Like you have plenty of buttons on your average, you know, Xbox One controller. I don't understand. But anyway, Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. It's fun. I like it. Do I like it a lot? Do I like it enough to purchase it at full price? Well, it's missing some variation. It's just missing something to really drive it above other 2D and even 3D platformers. Because there's just better stuff on the market. I mean, I do like the pacing. I do like the balance. I like the comfiness of it. You know, the music, which sounds great. But, I don't know. Like, Rayman is, you know, awesome because you have co-op and you have that, you know, all those extra modes. Trine has, again, the co-op and, like, the puzzle platforming that's, you know, more rewarding. Donkey Kong Country is more challenging and has better level design and arguably, like, better style. it's not mediocre like its previous game, but it's just missing something. That really awesome set of levels. It's just above average overall, and that's fine. But for 30 bucks, same week as Trime 4, I don't know. It's a good game, but it is kind of lacking. You know, it needs that, man. No one's gonna say, man, Yooka-Laylee Impossible earlier. That was such a great game. It was so memorable. It's like, nah, well, it's kind of a game you just kind of beat, and then you're kind of done with it. It's kind of fun sometimes. Might play it again to be, comfy, but it's no Donkey Kong Country. It's no Rayman, it's no Trine 4. It's just its own thing. Not even, not even that much better than a Super Mario Brothers game, but I do appreciate the balancing for the level design. It's very comfy without being boring. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for me. I'm just going to be rambling at this point. Give it a look-see. Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm out.